Maybe you remember. The news came on. Maybe you were just going to watch Mayberry RFD and were surprised. Maybe you had scheduled your whole week, or more, canceled plans, got off work, to be there in front of the set on December 1st, 1969. Or you listened on the radio, in the living room with your folks like it was 1940, your father pacing like his father might have done in 1940. Your mom there with her brave face on, ash on her cigarette growing long. Or you were listening on the little transistor radio propped up on the shelf above the sink at your dishwashing job, with all the guys in the kitchen, each of you hanging on every number. The one older dude, north of 30, keeping his mouth shut for once. Maybe you got in the car to listen, because the reception was better, you said. But really you just wanted to be out of the house, away from your roommates, or your girl, or everyone. Just wanted to be driving. Maybe you remember. There was less ceremony in 1969. There was no blindfold, no relics to wrap that night in the spirit of the founding. Just carpet and curtain in the beiges and browns of Vietnam-era bureaucracy. No president or cabinet member to do the honors. Nixon left the number pulling to selective service officials and their secretaries.
September 14th. September 14, 001.
And at least one young man from the President's Youth Advisory Council.
Paul M. Murray, Rhode Island.
There were supposed to be others, but others refused. Said they didn't want to be used as props by the Nixon administration. But the numbers were pulled anyway. Drawn from blue capsules drawn from a clear bowl, in full view of the camera so no one could call foul, on the process at least. And slips of paper were read out and stuck on bulletin boards. A printed date, posted beside numbers listed in order, 001 to 366. And you just waited. Waited to hear your birthday called, that date you know better than any other. Waited to hear it called out and posted beside what would be your draft number, that would determine when you had to report for induction. Maybe you remember. And so 850,000 men would wait. Hearts in throats, knee bouncing, fingers drumming on steering wheels. Whatever that thing they would do when they were nervous was. When they were waiting for something, some game of chance to set the course of their life, that might upend every plan they'd laid, dash whatever hopes they'd harbored for their life, might end their life, that would go on to separate their generation into draftees and deferments and dodgers. It was doing it already that night, as they watched and heard their friends' birthdays get called, and were glad it wasn't theirs. As they'd stand around in the kitchen comforting a coworker that the war would be over before his 37 meant he ever had to go to Vietnam, hoping that was true. Or they knew already that the guy who pulled 224 was never going to have to make good on his promise to run to Canada. Or they had to look their brother in the eye when he had 16 and you had 172. They were sitting on the warm hood of a car in a field on a cold night with their best friend. His birthday they always remembered because it was Valentine's Day, which meant he was number 4. And they got him good and drunk. And so on down the line.
October 5th, February 19th, December 14th, July 21st, June 5th, March 2nd, March 31st, May 24th, April 1st, March 17th, November 2nd, August 24th, May 11th, October 30th, December 11th, May 13th, December 10th, July 13th, December 9th.